it. Now, what are the other planning tools available? Okay, there are some other planning tools available. We'll look at a few of the other terms and tools and techniques that you need to be aware of. Situation analysis, PEST. What does PEST stand for? Does anybody know what PEST stands for? It stands for political, economic, social, and I don't know what T is. T is technological. Okay, political, economic, social, and technological. And then you have competitive analysis, contingency planning, BCG growth matrix. Okay, BCG growth matrix. People would have studied who studied part 2 would know about BCG growth matrix. Okay, they would know about it. The BCG growth matrix is nothing but a method of life cycle planning, where it's also used in strategic planning because you are looking at the entire business cycle. Okay, so BCG matrix looks at where do you currently stand in the entire cycle of the business planning. Okay, that's what it is. So we'll study each of these now. Situational analysis, the systematic collection and evaluation of external and internal forces that can affect the organization's performance and choice of strategies, assessing the organization's current and future strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Okay, so basically, it is understanding where you are at the moment. Okay, so you might be in the middle of doing something, but where are you are? How does it help you? What are the advantages you can gain out of that? What are the weaknesses you might encounter, and how do you overcome those difficulties? Step 2, 3, and 4 of strategic planning process outlined in this book, analyzing the organization's external environment, internal environment, and formulating and selecting strategies to optimize the organization's strength and correct for its weakness and limitations to take advantage of opportunities while countering that is a type of situation analysis. Basically, all put together, what it says is SWOT analysis is basically a situation analysis. Simple, in simple words, SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis is covered in external, internal, and formulating strategies. No, so the steps in strategic planning, which is analyzing the external environment, analyzing the internal environment, and formulating and selecting strategies. That is step 2, 3, and 4 of strategic planning is nothing but SWOT analysis, and that SWOT analysis is what situation analysis is. So what do you mean by situation analysis? In the current moment, what is your strength? What is your weakness? What are the opportunities? And what are the threats you face? How do you exploit your strength? How do you overcome your weakness? How do you capitalize on the opportunity? And how to mitigate the threat is what situation analysis is. So when you go to write an exam, okay, so when you're writing an exam and when you're writing, once you've cleared your MCQs, you go into part 2, which is essay questions, isn't it? That is nothing but a kind of situation analysis, because they give you situations, they give you scenarios and ask you to analyze that and give your response. So that is situation analysis. Even at your workplace, when you're working, when you come across a new situation, when you come across a new problem, okay, that is situation analysis. You understand what the problem is, you analyze, how does it affect your immediate work, what is it that you need to make sure that you are able to mitigate that problem, and how can you capitalize on that problem to take it forward. Okay, so that is nothing but SWOT analysis even in your work. So situation is something which you come across day in and day out in your everyday work, in your daily life. Okay, the second one, PEST analysis. PEST stands for political factors, economic factors, social factors, and technological factors. PEST analysis includes, analyzing your trade laws, wage laws, health and safety, stability of the government, environment, what type of government is functioning in that particular market. All that is political factors. Okay. Economic factors is skill levels and wage rates, business cycle stage, economic system in the country, unemployment, interest rates, okay, availability of finances. All that is economic factors. Social factors is demographics, education level, leisure interest, anything related to the people living in that country, how they function, okay, what kind of labor is available, what is the age group which is predominant in that particular country. So if you look at Western countries, okay, the population over there, if you take the percentage of population, you will find that the level of working age, which we call as between 18 to 50, okay, it's going down in most of the Western countries. The aging population is going up. Because the aging population is going up, the healthcare costs are going up. So you analyze all these factors. Okay. Technological factors are new technology, impact on cost, What kind of technology do you need? Okay, is the technology available, or do you need to develop the technology? All that is considered. So that is best analysis. That's another tool which you can use to formulate your strategies. Okay. Competitive analysis. Competitive analysis is very similar to SWOT analysis. It involves analyzing the competitive environment in which a business operates or is considering operating to determine the strength and weakness of the competitors, demographics and needs of the market in which business operates, strategies to improve the company's position in the marketplace, impediments to companies entering new markets such as patent, high startup cost, level of knowledge required, barriers the company can erect to limit competitors' ability to ever the company's place in the market. So all these. Then developing a strategic plan that reflects the findings from the above activities. So competitive analysis includes understanding how your competitors operate in the market. What is it that they sell in the market? At what price do they sell in the market? What are their manufacturing costs? You might not get 100% accurate, but you will get a general idea. What kind of labor do they employ? How do they manage their marketing strategy? How do they advertise their products? How do they sell? All that is competitive analysis. It's a kind of SWOT analysis, but it is very specific to competitors and the competition in the market. Okay, so SWOT analysis very specific and contained to your competitors and the competitor market that you are going to operate in. Then based on that, you develop a strategy. Contingency planning. Planning a company does to prepare for possible events. In a way, it is a what if planning. So we have all heard of business continuity plans. So business continuity plans are nothing but contingency planning. Okay. This is widely used in also called scenario planning, and as its name implies, involves considering alternatives that enable an organization to respond quickly to future events, generally external, that are often unpredictable. But these events can also be internal, but usually it is external. Okay. So contingency planning is also called as business continuity planning. So it is to ensure that if a scenario, if an unknown event happens, how would you respond to it? How would you mitigate that event, and how would you ensure that your business does not suffer? You don't shut down, but you continue to operate. So COVID is a good example. Okay. How did the companies adapt to the COVID? They started work from home, they ramped up the technology. All this is contingency planning. Okay. BCG growth share matrix. Method of analyzing a company's portfolio of products to determine where each product is in its life cycle. So I told you, people who have studied part 2, okay, would know about this, right? So that is, it comes under life cycle, costing, and we studied life cycle on product life cycle. Okay. So when you are trying to understand where each product fits in the life cycle of that particular product. Okay, so you're having different products in your portfolio, and where does each of these stand? It was developed by Boston Consulting Group in the 70s to assist corporations in analyzing the life cycles of the product lines in order to make better decisions about allocation of resources and planning. So what you do is start with a question mark. You don't know where your product is at the moment. So when you start off your product, it's a question mark. You don't know whether the product will be successful or not, whether it will generate revenues, cash or not, whether it will be able to lead or capture market or not. You don't know anything. So it's a question mark. Then you move to a cow, okay, where both the market is also growing, as well as the cash generated by your product is also growing. So there is a lot of cash generation and a lot of cash expenditure to capture the market. Okay, so that is a cow status. Cow in the life cycle of the product. So it's here, you can see it. Sorry, from question mark it goes to star. Okay, where your market is also growing, and the cash generated is also high. Okay, so there is a lot of cash also spent. Okay, where you are spending your money to capture the market. So you are generating a lot of sales, but a lot of that money is spent in advertising to get a better market share, to become a market leader, or to capture the market. Then you go to the cow. Okay, cow is where you're generating a lot of cash. Okay, and you can use that cash to deploy it in different places. You can deploy it in other products, but the market has stagnated now. Okay, now there's no more market growth. It is stagnated. So you are in a very good position in the market, and your product is well accepted in the market. It is successful. Okay, you are generating a lot of sales, but there's no you and you're generating a lot of sales without too much of advertisement, so you're rich in cash. There's a lot of cash inflow. Okay, but the market has stagnated now. You cannot grow your market anymore. Then you come to the declining stage of the product. Declining stage of the product is a dog. Now please remember, from the question mark you can go to the star and then to the cow and then become a dog, or from the question mark you can go straight to the dog if your product is not successful. Okay, so you go to the why your product is not successful. What happens in a dog is, now there's not too much of cash also being generated, there's not too much of market also. The product is in a decline stage. Okay, it's at the end of its life cycle, right? So either you will discontinue the product, or you will try to revive the product by making some new additions to the product so that the interest in the product comes back, or you will try to sell off the product to another company which wants to buy that particular product. Okay, so that is how it works. Now question mark, stars, cash cow, and then dog. So you can go from question mark to star and then to cash cow and then to dog, or you can go from question mark directly to dog. So sometimes when your product is not successful, when it does not is not popular in the market, it's not selling well in the, it dies a natural death. It goes from question mark directly to the dogs. So the product gets discontinued, or it gets sold off. It's hived off, right? So that is the BCG growth share matrix. So the BCG matrix classifies products into 4 categories based on the growth of the market they are in and the share of those markets. Market growth rate is along the side and relative market share is along the top. So here you see, okay, cash generation or market growth, because once the market is growing, you're able to sell more, obviously you're able to generate more cash. Okay, or you're able to spend more cash on your on your advertisement. Relative market share is generation, high and low. Okay, this is the market growth rate, and this is the relative market share. Market growth rate is along the side and relative market share is along the top. A product's position on the relative market share scale, high or low, indicates its cash generation ability, and its position on the market growth rate, high or low, indicates its need for cash investment. Okay, so market growth rate indicates the cash growth investment. So when you are at cow level, okay, the amount of cash you're spending on advertisement, okay, is low because you have already reached a high level of market growth. Okay, that's how it is. That's the BCG growth matrix. That's it about this. Any questions on this particular topic? We have covered one section of it, like I mentioned. So let me just show you. We just covered the strategic planning part of it, the entire strategic planning, analysis of external and internal factors affecting strategy, long-term mission and goals, alignment of tactics with long-term strategic goals, strategic planning model and analytical techniques, characteristics of successful strategic planning process. So we covered all of this. We are done with the strategic planning part of it, which is one small part of the entire section B. Shall we do some problems? Most of the problems will be word problems in this. You will not find numerical problems. So you need to be very careful in your options. Okay. We will keep the slides open so that if you need to go back and refer to something, you have it. But please remember, this will come with more practice only. You need to be able to understand how strategic planning works and then answer the question. Okay. For now, I will keep the PowerPoint open in case somebody wants to refer to it. Okay, just give me a minute while I bring the questions up. Okay, are all of you able to see the question bank? Is everyone able to see the question bank? Please confirm. Okay, can you answer question number 2? Company is in the process of developing its mission statement. Which one of the following is least appropriate for the company's mission statement? I've got 2 people say D and 4 people say, no, 2 people say C and 4 people say D. Sohail, can you unmute your mic and tell me why do you think it is D? Okay, fine, you can text. Let's hear, from somebody else while Sohail is texting. Kushi, can you tell me why do you think it is, what's your answer? D. Why do you think it is D? You can unmute your mic and you can talk. Kushi, can you hear me? You will also text. Okay. Does anybody want to explain why you think it should be D? Anybody want to unmute the mic and explain why it should be D?
Can I
Why it
do
should
a
be C,
try?
whatever your option is. Does
Can I make a
anybody want to
try?
explain? Does anybody want to try? You think D is more like a vision?
Sir, can I say this is Gayatri here?
Right. Can you tell me what is a mission statement? Can you tell me what is a mission statement? See, I'm trying to help you all learn how to answer these questions. If you're not going to participate, I will just tell you what the right answers and I'll just move forward. Because these are the
Mission
type of
should be like
questions you
why
will
we
get in
are
the
in the
exam.
business.
What questions I'm going to solve now are all exam level questions. Okay. So you will be confused between the options. And I'm trying to help you all understand how to answer these questions. Yes, I can't hear you all. Can you just unmute your mic? All your mics are muted. So whoever's talking is not unmuting the mic. Rohit.
Sir, am I audible now?
Just hold on, Rohit.
I'm audible now.
Okay, I'm also not able to mute. All your mic is showing as muted. That's the reason why you're not able to talk, I think. Okay, Rohit, can you talk now? I've unmuted you. Can you just talk
Okay,
now?
am I audible? No.
Okay, I can't hear Rohit. You all are able to hear, but I can't hear you, Rohit.
Yeah, even I was able to hear
Just give me
Gayatri
1 minute.
also. Yeah.
Just give me 1 minute. Okay, can you please talk now? Rohit, can you unmute and talk?
Yep. Am I audible now, sir?
Yes, you are, because my speaker was on 0 volume.
Okay.
That is the reason I couldn't hear you. Just give me 1 minute. Bear with me. Yes, I can hear you. Yes, go ahead, Rohit.
So my option was D,
Okay.
because the tactics and increasing the market share would more likely a vision statement as specified by Kushi, and mission statement is more centered towards customer needs and customer demands. So that's
Okay.
why I would go with D.
Okay. So let us go back and let us understand. See, this is what it says. Okay. Defining missions and goals. Okay. So what does it include? We need to know our mission, vision, and values and goals. That is what defining mission and goals is. Mission includes values. So why do you say that explaining the tactics for increasing market share in a specific region is a vision? Why do you say it is a vision? It isn't a vision, isn't it? It is still included as a part of the goal. See?
But wouldn't that be a long-term goal? Because mission would more likely be a specific to the upcoming years or maybe a year or two. Vision would be a long-term approach where we target our company to reach.
Correct. So if I was running this organization, okay, and I'm a marketing manager, and you work under me, and I tell you how we can increase the market share, what am I doing? I'm telling you we can increase the market share, let us say by running a promotional campaign. So what am I doing?
We're trying to reach more customers with the campaign.
Correct. But
Again,
no,
penetrating more market.
correct. So that is the action I'm taking. So in terms of my, work, what am I doing? So see, the reason I'm asking you these questions is for you all to understand the
Right.
differences. Okay.
But then again, we don't specify that thing in the mission statement if we'll be doing the
Exactly.
marketing
You are
campaigns and
right.
everything.
You are right. Where will it come then? If it does not come under mission statement, where will it come then?
Goals?
Will it come in the goals?
No.
Will it come in the goal? Is that my goal?
No.
It will not. So where will it come? That's what I'm trying to ask you all the question. Will it come in the value?
No.
Objectives, yes. What objective? You tell me that. So Vijay, you're on the right path. You said objectives. What objective? That's related to operations. It's an operational objective, isn't it? That's what I do as a marketing manager. That's a part of my job, isn't it? To look at how we can increase the market share. So it is more about operations. It is not about vision. It is not about mission. It is not about values. It is about your operations. Okay. You need to be able to identify where these points fall in. Okay. So defining the purpose of the company. Why is the company in existence? That is a mission statement. Okay. Identify what product or service the company is going to deal with. That is again mission. So is it I'm going to provide a particular service or am I going to provide a particular product? What is the purpose of the company? It is to provide or it is to sell, let us say cars. Okay. Promoting a common shared goal on part of employees. So I want all the employees to work towards making the company a $5 billion company when we sell the cars. So all these three are missions. They are related to your mission statement. Explaining the tactics for increasing market share in a specific region is more operational. Okay. So you should be able to put where these points fall under what categories. Then only you will be able to answer your questions. Sometimes it is easy. In this case, it is very clear. Okay. Sometimes your answers will be so close that if you're not able to put them in the right bucket, you will not be able to answer the question. You need to be able to understand that. Right? Rohit, did you get it? Rohit, did everyone get? Somebody said C. Promoting a common shared goal on the part of employees is a mission statement. Sukhwinder, I think you said C. Okay. That is not the right answer. The correct answer is D. Okay. Promoting a common shared goal. So it's a common goal. Everybody in the organization is working towards making the company a $5 billion company is a mission statement. Okay. Because the CEO of the company has said that in the next 5 years, we want to make the company a $5 billion company. So it's everybody working towards that goal in whatever way, whether they're increasing the sales or whether cutting the cost or whatever it is. It's, uh, you're working towards a common goal of making the company a $5 billion company. Hence, it's a mission statement, right? Let's look at another question. Just give me a minute. Okay, you can do question number 3. You look question number 3. Uniqueness in nature. Okay, what about the others? 3D. What's the reason? D. Okay. Anybody else? What about the others? D. Okay. So most of you go with D. D is the correct answer. Shadab, can you unmute your mic and explain why you chose D?
Competency strategy.
Sorry? Competency.
Ji. Yes, sir.
Where does competency come in over here? Are you saying competitive or competency?
Competency.
Competency. So what competency is there?
Competency is a unique and differentiation in a product.
Okay. So you are choosing differentiation because the product is unique.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. You are right. See, the product is sold in the mass market. Okay. You are right. Your answer is correct. The product is sold in the mass market. It is sold to everybody who wants, generally. It is not a niche market. It is not only the ultra rich buy it, or it's not a very cheap product which is bought only by the lower middle class, or not like it. Everybody buys a market product. It's sold in the market, but it has one feature, okay, one unique feature which gives it an edge over its competitors, because the competitors don't have that unique feature. Okay, that is why it is able to sell at a slightly higher price than its competitors, but at the same time still sell in the mass market. That is product differentiation. Market focus, it is not focused on a particular market. It is not looking at specific markets. It is not looking at the ultra rich market. It is not looking at a particular region of the market. No, it is not looking at financial leadership. It is not competitive because it has a lot of money. No, that is not the case. Okay, cost focus, that is again not the case. It is not because it is not able to sell more because it is able to cut costs. No, it is able to differentiate its product from its competitors because it has a unique feature. That is why differentiation is the right answer. Okay. Okay, question number 1. The management of a food processing company is analyzing its internal strengths and weaknesses as a part of a strategic planning process. Which one of the following is most likely considered a strategic internal variable for the company? Question number 1. Changes in the legal code for food processors, the economic forces that regulate the local labor supply, technological changes in the food processing industry, the culture of the company's food processing plant. Please put your question number. I will not know whether it is for a previous question or whether it is for a current question. Please put your question number when you give me the options. What about the others? What do you think? Okay. Anybody else has a different answer? Anybody has a different answer, different option? No? D is the right answer. Gayatri, can you please unmute your mic and explain your understanding or why you chose D?
Yes, sir. The reason why I choose D is the remaining legal is an external factor. Economic forces is also an external factor. Technological changes, but when we say food processing methods, that's again seems to be an external factor. But when we talk about the strategic internal variable, I thought that the culture in the company's food processing unit is an internal factor. That's why I chosen the answer D.
Correct. So when you talk about technology, so the first two are clearly external. Legal code and economic forces is clearly external. Technological changes in the food processing methods. Okay, so when you say technological changes in food processing methods, it is not specific to your industry. It is specific across the food processing industry. Okay, so that is why it can be external. Now the culture in the company's food processing plant, culture is always internal. 99% of the time, the culture is internal. It is a culture in our organization to give a Christmas holiday or a Christmas gift. Okay, so that is always internal to your organization. It is very specific. The culture at the company's food processing plant is internal variable for the company. Okay, it's a culture to give a Diwali bonus in our organization. Okay, when you say culture, you're talking about specifics within a range. So usually within an organization. That is why it is internal. Did everyone get that? Anybody who did not understand why it is D and not C? Anybody who did not understand that? Okay, no response. So I take that as everybody having understood. Okay, question number 4. 4C, entrance barriers. Here it is. Porter's 5 forces. The concurrent action of basic competitive forces as defined by Porter's 5 force model determines the barriers to a new entrant. See, one of the Porter's 5 forces. What about the others? Any other responses? Yes, B is also one of the Porter's, Porter's question. It could be B also. So what one will it be? You think it is D. Okay, it could be B also because of rivalry in the industry. So see this, that is why I told you, you need to understand the question and define where in your answers fall, in which bucket. So this is how your questions are going to be. That's why from easy to a little bit more difficult ones. So think about it. What should be the answer? D. Can you put your explanation why it is D? Why do you think it is? It helps them manage and helps to manage to analyze the environment. Okay. B. Okay. Rivalry inside the industry. Okay. What is the bottom line of the Porter's 5 forces? Yes, you're right, Kushi. You're right. So what is the bottom line of the, the 5 forces? What do they do? Okay. Can someone tell me the Porter's 5 forces? What is the impact? The impact of the Porter's 5 forces? Is it to bring competitive advantage and identify opportunity? Vijay, can you please unmute your mic? Let's have this conversation. Vijay?
Hi, sir.
Hi. Can you tell me what do you think? What are your thoughts?
So what I think is that all these the 5 forces make it to a company to bring to a stage where it is competitively. It's competitive advantage for it. So it has a competitive edge on edge in the industry over other companies.
Okay. So here's
So
the
that's
definition
what
of
I
the
thought.
5 forces. Okay, read this line. When one or more of these competitive forces is strong, it creates limitation on the company's ability to raise prices and earn greater profits. Okay. So what is the link between these 5 forces and the profits? What is the link between these 5 forces and the profits? Vijay, keep the conversation going. Keep your mic unmuted.
Yeah.
What do you think is the link between these 5 forces and profitability?
It keeps the profit at a safer pace. So it allows the company to not go into losses at most part of the period of this company.
Okay.
Keeping all these forces in time. So I guess it does help the company to be in the profit side.
Okay. So it's exactly the opposite. Let me explain to you. Okay. It's exactly the opposite of what you said. Now let's say you have a product. Let's say there's only one company called, Colgate toothpaste. You are the manufacturer of Colgate toothpaste. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now yours is the only product. Okay. There's nothing else. There's no equivalent product of that available in the market. Okay. What will be your profitability?
Everything that I put it in.
Manufacture, you'll be able to sell, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
let's say you're manufacturing, 1,000 units, 1,000 tubes of toothpaste, and you're able to sell the 1,000 tubes of toothpaste, and you're able to sell at a good profit, isn't it?
Yes.
Right? Now you are the manufacturer. I come into the market with a substitute. The substitute is not a toothpaste, but it's a tooth powder. Okay? It's a
Mm-hmm.
substitute. Remember, it's a substitute. It is not the same product, but it can replace toothpaste. Substitute is
Yeah.
something which can replace, So I come with a tooth powder. What happens now?
Uh, it again cuts the share in my market.
Okay. So what happens when it cuts the share in your market?
Uh, Reduction in the profit.
Exactly, right? So
Yeah.
the link is between the competition and the profit, right?
Got it.
So if you look at it, strategies the firm should follow to achieve its objectives, it cannot be that. Okay. Rivalry inside the industry is competition, but the purpose of that, it says it is asking you the concurrent action of basic competitive forces as defined by Porter's 5 forces. So rivalry is one of the forces.
Yes.
Okay. Right? And then the third, entrance barriers that potential players must face to get into the industry is also one of the forces. Okay. The action is that long-term profitability and the competitive intensity of the industry. So the link is between profitability and competitiveness. Okay.
Okay.
So your
Yeah.
profitability will come down because there's more competition in the industry.
Clear, sir. Yeah.
Gayatri and Kushi got it right. Okay, you got it. You were able to link it together. So the answer over here, B and C are one of the forces. Sorry, there's a railway track near my house, and some engine drivers just blast the horn. Sorry. B and C are one of the forces. Okay, which reduce the profits. They are the competitive forces. Okay, they are not the link. A is something totally different. It is something about strategizing. D is the one which links the forces to the action, to the result. That is, the profitability comes down because the competition in the industry goes up. Okay? That is the right answer because they're asking you concurrent action of basic competitive forces. So they're asking you the action. The action is the profitability comes down because the competition goes up. Clear? Rohit, did you understand? So you were confused between C and D, C and B. So you need to understand the question. Yeah, B and C. You need to understand the question and then answer it. Right? Okay, and I think this is the last question under strategy. Okay, question number 5. Question number 5B, question number 5D. Okay, what about the others? Anybody has a different answer? Others? B, this helps for potential new investments. Cash generation high, market growth is low. Okay. Sukhwinder, can you please unmute your mic and explain how you arrived at B? So Quinda, can you please unmute your and explain? Generating significant cash. Okay. So why is it B? Why is it a cash cow? Why not A? Else wants to attempt can unmute the mic and explain. Anybody who wants to make an attempt? Because of low market growth rate. Okay. So what? Why market growth rate low?
The question states that the growth of product ABC is slowing down. Still, it
Okay.
is generating cash for the company.
Okay. So how does it generate cash when the growth is slowing down?
Maybe the market is being saturated.
Okay. If the market is saturated, then it shouldn't be generating cash, isn't it? Because your sales are, not happening.
Maybe it's a low price product, and there is a competitive product also available, substitute available. However,
Lot
this
of
particular
maybes,
product is
lot of maybes. You need to understand. So when I explain the growth matrix, what did I say? The market has stagnated. Okay. When the market stagnates, okay, you don't have to spend too much on your advertisement, but you are able to sell your product at the same level. So when you are a star, okay, so let me give you an example. Okay, that example will help you understand this, matrix. Okay, it will help you understand. So uh, let's take the example of Windows. Okay, the Windows software. Rohit, keep your mic on, so it will help you. When I ask you the questions, you'll be able to answer that.
sure.
Let's take the example of Windows software. Okay, when in 90s or early 80s, when Windows software was introduced, what was Microsoft's purpose? What was Microsoft's purpose at that time? Do you think everybody knew about Windows?
No.
So what was Microsoft's purpose at that time?
We need to capture the market at
It
that
is
point
to
in time.
it is to create awareness about the product, isn't it?
Right.
Make the product popular, right?
Popular.
Make people adopt the product, right?
Right.
So it spent a lot of money. Okay, it had a good product which it was able to sell. It spent a lot of money on making the product popular. So that was late 80s and early 90s. Okay,
Right.
then late 90s to early 2000. Okay, or even early 2000, say 2010 up to 2010, or 2007. So what happened to Microsoft product? What happened to the Microsoft Windows? What happened to it?
It was used to install in each system.
Each system, it became popular, not too much of
Right.
advertising, right?
Right.
That is where cash cow is. Now its product has become popular. It doesn't have to spend too much. Okay, it
But
sells.
wouldn't that be star? Because what you
Star
mentioned that the
Star is the place where it was earlier. The product is successful, it is generating, it is selling well, but it is also spending more on advertising. Okay, so whatever money it is generating, a lot of it is being spent on advertising, making the product popular. Okay,
popular.
now the product has become popular, it sells on its own. You don't have to advertise it, it sells on its own.
Right.
Okay, so that is where the cash cow is. So I'll give you an example. Now earlier, okay, you were able to sell 100 packages of Microsoft Windows. Okay, but to sell 100 packages of Microsoft Windows, whatever money you were getting, 70% of it you were using to advertise the product. Okay, when you become a cash cow, you are still able to sell 100 packets of Microsoft Windows, but you're now only spending about 15% of your revenue to advertise the product. Okay, that's the difference between a star and a cash cow. The market is stagnated. In stars, the market is growing. From 100, it can become 150, 200, depending upon how you advertise. Okay. In cash cow, the market is stagnated. You cannot increase your sales beyond this level. It's saturated. But you don't have to spend money on advertising your product. You don't have to spend money on promoting your product. It sells on its own. It sells by the name, okay, by the brand. That is cash cow. So because you're generating money, okay, without spending too much, okay, you can use that money in other investments or to promote other products. That is why it is called as cash cow. Your cash is coming in on its own. You're not making any additional efforts to sell your product. Clear, Rohit?
Right, sir.
Did everyone understand why it is a cash cow? Anybody who not? Okay. It's a cash cow because the market is stagnated. Yes. Cash cows, you're right. Absolutely right, Vijay. Cash cow is the optimum place to be in because you're not spending too much, but you're generating revenue. You're getting cash. So you would like to be in that place. Ideally, you would like to be in that place. Yes. But it does not happen. You cannot be always there in that same place forever. It's very rarely it happens. You're absolutely right. That is the place you would like to be in. Okay. Did everyone understand the difference between a star and a cash cow? Okay. A star, you are able to expand your market. You are selling, but you are plowing back all of that to sell more. Okay. You're getting high sales, but a lot of that money is being plowed back to get still higher sales because the market is still expanding. You can still sell more. From 100, you can sell 150. That's a star. But in a cash cow, you have reached a level, the maximum you can sell. Maybe, plus or minus 2-3% will be there, but you have reached a level where that's all you can sell. Now, you don't have to put in efforts to sell because the product is already popular on its own. It sells by its name, it sells by its brand. So you generate money, you're profitable, and you generate a lot of money. You're not plowing that back into the same product or the same business. You can use that money elsewhere. Okay, that is why it is called as cash cow. In this case, he says, after leading the market for past decade, so the growth is over. The star is over in the last decade. Okay, in the last decade, it was a star because it was leading the market. It was growing. Okay, the growth of product ABC is slowing down, so it is now stagnating. In this stage of life cycle, the product is still generating significant amount of cash flow. So it is selling on its own, it is generating a lot of cash that covers the company's investment into new product innovation. So you're not plowing it back into the same product, ABC. Okay, you're plowing it into another product to develop a new product. According to BCG growth matrix, product ABC is most likely to be an example of cash cow because the star was in the last decade. Now it is generating cash, but it is not selling much. The sales are coming down, but there is revenue coming in because of its establishment. You're not spending too much. Your costs have come down. You're not spending on it. Which that cost saving, which you are not spending on advertising the product or promoting the product, is being in a product innovation. That's the gist of it. Clear? Everybody got that? That's about strategy. Done with the class. We'll end the class here.